Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of the Las Vegas Advisor Weekly Update with Anthony and Andrew. Today is Friday, July 7th, 2023, and you have done a room rate survey, Anthony, a massive room rate survey here in Vegas.
This is the one we do we do it twice a year.
Okay.
All right, so we do it in July and December. Why? Why do you think?
Because those are the cheapest months to come to Las Vegas, July and December.
Yeah, the reason for it mostly is because in July people are doing other summer things, right? They have other vacations planned. December, they're getting ready for Christmas and the holidays. So, the room rates are very fluid, and they move, and it's a yield management thing. And so when, they need to bring bodies in, they lower the rates. Right. Some of them are as low as they have been, but they're not as plentiful.
Oh, okay.
All right. So we checked 93 different casinos with hotels, basically everyone in Vegas. We found 31 of the 93, so 1/3, with base rates of $50 or less.
That sounds pretty good.
It sounds pretty good, except last year there were 38.
Okay.
So 31 this year, 38 last year. In May, the last reporting period, the average room rate was $183.40. So finding 31 at 50 or less is actually pretty good. We're in a pretty good relative discounting posture right now in Vegas. We actually, after 3 years of not finding anything under $20, we found 2 casinos with rooms under $20 base price.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, now what places were those?
Okay, the Strat had $17.
All right. Way to go, Strat.
And the Rio, $12.
Wow.
$12 a night base. I mean, we found it, we searched for it. It doesn't mean that, everyone's going to go out and be able to find that, but it's going to be 12, 14, 16, 20, that kind of thing.
Now, Caesars Entertainment, you said, doesn't own the Rio anymore.
Well, no, Caesars, and maybe that's the reason why Caesars doesn't own the Rio anymore. It's owned by a group out of New York with a lot of plans to really build this place up. They're going to build it out, build it up. They thought they might get the baseball stadium. They're not going to, it looks like, almost certainly. But they're still going to put in a multi-$100 million upgrade to this place.
Now, that sounds cool because I hang in that part of Vegas a lot. I like to go to the Palms. I like to go to the Gold Coast, and you're right there at the Rio.
We can see it right outside of my window. We can see the Rio. We could walk over there if we want.
That's right.
So
you guys can't see it, but we can see it. It's right there.
Yeah, we can see it. So here's some numbers that we got. And, the reason this is important is that you kind of get an idea of the places that are going to be lower in general, whether they're lower right now and you're coming to town now, or you're coming in a week or a month or, 5 months from now. These are some good places to look at. All right, Golden Nugget, we found $46 as a base rate. The Mirage, $49. Horseshoe on the Strip now, $52. Planet Hollywood, $56. Sahara, $59. Park MGM, $69. Resorts World, $109. Not bad for that place.
Not bad for Resorts World.
Caesars Palace, $113, and Circa, $127.
Okay.
Downtown. Now you kind of have to. You have to bring into this. You have to bring the resort fees in. Now that's what everybody will say. Base rates are base rates, but what about the resort fees? And that makes a huge difference.
Right.
All right. So taking the Rio, their $12 rate, but they've got a $39.95. Is the resort fee.
That changes things. Yeah.
So it's more than 3 times. The resort fee is more than 3 times the base rate. That's still a rate of $51.95 a night.
Okay.
And that ain't bad for Vegas.
Very competitive.
Yeah, weekday. This is a weekday rate. But so here's what we did then. We took a look at all of them with resort fees added on, and the lowest came in. The lowest that came in was Binion's downtown.
Okay, cool.
$40.
Right on Fremont Street.
Yeah, and you know why? Because they don't have a resort fee.
Yes, there's very few in town that don't have resort fees, right?
Very few. And the first 2 on the list for lowest are 2 of them that don't. Binion's, $40. Four Queens, $42.
Okay.
Now, the only thing that will be above this will be tax. We didn't factor in tax because it's just, it's too complicated to get it all done. But with resort fees, here's what we found. Binion's, $40. Four Queens, $42. Golden Gate, $54. Longhorn, way down on Boulder Highway, $58. El Cortez, $63. All right. Then we did one more thing. We took a look at the lowest prices we could get using our member rewards coupons. All right, so we applied that with the lowest rates we could find. We came up with the following. The lowest was Binion's again because we have a discount over their lowest. Binion's came in at $28.90 a night.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now that's a deal.
Not bad.
That's
right?
what I'm talking about.
Stick 2 or 3 guys in that room, and boy,
Sure. Yeah, you got you got a little college fraternity.
Yeah, you got a whole lot of partying money left over, right? They probably won't appreciate me saying that. Arizona Charlie's Boulder, 48.
Okay.
Arizona Charlie's Decatur, 53. Downtown Grand, 53. This is per night. Silver Sevens, 59. The Strat, 60. And the Plaza, 61.
I've stayed at all those places.
Yep. And so, I mean, you can say what you want about rising prices, and we're going to talk about it a little bit more here, later in this show. But if you hunt around and you're a consumer, you can still get a really great rate. Tell me where you can stay anywhere for under $50, in any city.
In any major metropolitan area,
Yeah.
that's true. And then this is a good time to also plug the Member Rewards book, because you got that great coupon for the Downtown Grand, which you get up to 5 nights with no resorts fees.
Yeah, well, any way you look at it here, the lower rate is at Binion's, but Downtown Grand is, it's a step up in terms of accommodations for sure.
Yeah, and they got that prime rib dinner.
Yes, they do. And other things we're going to talk about today.
All right, and in World Series of Poker main event news, there has been a new record set. The previous record was 8,773 people entering, and that was set in 2006.
Yes, it's held up. It's held up all this time, going on 20 years. This year they went all out to try to break that record with a lot of online stuff before the tournament and so forth, and looks like they're going to smash it.
Wow.
They haven't even counted. They're 2 to 3 days in already playing this thing. They still haven't counted all of the entries, but they're over 9,000 already.
Jeez. Now, the main event is a $10,000 buy-in.
It's 9,000 people putting up 10 grand.
Yeah.
Or winning their way in through other people putting up small amounts and winning their way in through satellites and things like that. So, yeah, they're over 9,000 already.
It's incredible.
And there's been other news there. We don't know yet what's going on with the main event because they've got a lot of playing to do. But Phil Hellmuth Jr. won his 17th bracelet.
That's incredible.
So it's more incredible than people really realize. Second place on this list, he had 16 for a couple years. Now he's got 17. Second place on this list has 10.
Wow.
And
that's a lot. That's incredible as well.
That's a crap load.
Yeah.
And these are big names. That's Phil Ivey, that's Johnny Chan, and that's Doyle Brunson, who recently died. So Brunson won't be adding to it. You still got Chan and Ivey, but they're way back at 10. Other news also, another big development. Brian Rast won the Poker Players Championship. That's a $50,000 buy-in event. He won it for the third time.
God.
Third time.
That's incredible.
And he's not the only one who's done that. Another guy named Michael Mizrachi has also won it 3 times.
I've heard of him, yeah.
So anyway, there's a lot going on at this World Series of Poker. Since they broke the record, we wanted to bring that up. We'll certainly be, telling people what's happening as we get down to the finals there.
All right, and as you know, yesterday was Thursday, which means it was the weekly blackjack tournament at the Downtown Grand. I was not able to attend this week. I attended the week before, which you didn't attend. Right. But how'd you do yesterday, Anthony?
Let's put it this way. I wish that I had not been able to attend yesterday.
Oh, no.
I got spanked good.
Oh, no.
I got spanked good. I don't think I won a single hand that was of consequence. So I went down and down. I re-entered and
down in flames. And I'm sure you did the rebuy.
Yep. And first one, I got on a table and everybody goes, "Oh, we want to play against you," and I was first one off.
That's hilarious.
I keep telling everybody, anybody can win these things. That's what's so great. But what we really want to talk about today is just the atmosphere down there now. I mean, this was like everyone's always saying, when are you going to have an LVA meet and greet? This is about as close to it as it gets.
Yes.
I mean, there were at least a dozen people came up to me with member rewards books saying they watched the show. A couple, one lady was funny. She came up and she said, "Are you the YouTube guy?" And I go, "There's a lot of YouTube guys."
Yeah.
She goes, "But aren't you the YouTube guy?" I'm like, "Yeah." And she goes, "Well, that's why we're here."
Oh, that's so cool.
So and then the funny thing is they always come up and they go, "All right," they go, "It's really great meeting you. Say hi to Anthony."
That's really funny. That is funny.
I'm Anthony.
Yeah.
So they watch the show, they come down, but they don't always play. You don't have to play. A few of them came down and said, "Look, I just came down to say hi to you," and Andrew. They always ask about you, and I think that it's something that that people would like to do. I mean, just to come and hang out with other people who are members,
Yeah.
So, and plus, it's getting bigger. I mean, there were almost 50 players yesterday.
That's great.
Which means first prize was $588.
There you go.
For a $25 buy-in.
Okay.
And there was nobody on that final table I knew. There were a couple of first timers, going for the big money for a $25 buy-in. It's pretty good.
Well, that's pretty cool. And that was my experience too. The week prior, I met some great people. They always go, "Where's Anthony? Where's Anthony?"
Yeah, and vice versa when you're not there. But don't you've got a photo of one of them, right?
Yeah, the guy goes, "Hey, I'm a big fan of LVA," and he stood up. I go, "You are a big fan of LVA."
Yes, he is.
This guy was like 6'8".
He is a big fan. I like your ego, man. You don't care. You just stand there. It's all good. No problem. All right. So we've got the question of the week also has to do with the tournament, and we'll get to that in a couple minutes.
Yeah, but also I think just to wrap it up, the Downtown Grand is becoming a great social event. It starts at 3 o'clock, the tournament, and I try to arrive around 2:30, get my beer, sign in, and just get ready to go.
Yeah, and talk.
Yeah,
talk to people.
And shoot the breeze. It's a lot of fun. It's also played right around from some really fun video poker games, too.
That's true.
And now we also hate to do this, but there have been 2 price increases in town.
Probably,
What'd you find?
Well, probably a lot of price increases, but 2 significant ones.
Right.
I mean, 2 of things that have been around for a long time have been really good deals. We've talked about the Binions burger went up in price, and what was the other? The shrimp cocktail. We'll get to that in a minute. Emerald Island breakfast, best breakfast in town, went up 50 cents to $5.45.
Okay.
Not so bad. I mean, that's still absolutely worth it. What a great breakfast this is.
$5 breakfasts in Vegas are great.
Yeah, and it's up, it's up to $5.45 now. The other one was a Casino Royale. For years, several years now, they've had this foot-long hot dog. That's been $1.99, and then it went to $2.99, and whatever. It's up another 50 cents to $3.49.
Wow.
So,
okay.
What's great about it is you're right there at Casino Royale, center strip. Everything around it is so expensive for the most part, and you've got this big foot-long hot dog that you can get, which is pretty good. It's pretty tasty.
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a good snap to it.
Yeah. So that's the other, but the more significant one that we'll get to that we talked about last week was we've now verified that the shrimp cocktail, the 99-cent shrimp cocktail, is now $1.99 at the Fremont. And Andrew, that is essentially the end of an era for Vegas.
That's what you were saying.
Yeah. You talk about no more 99-cent shrimp cocktail. I mean, they used to be everywhere. That's how they marketed.
It was Vegas, baby.
It was a big part of Vegas.
Yeah.
The $2 buffet, the $4.99 prime rib, the 99-cent shrimp cocktail, and none of those things are around anymore.
Yeah.
It's horrible. I hate to see it. It's now it's now $1.99.
And you remember when we reported that there were no more Elvis shows?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of change.
Well, the Elvis shows come and go, but I don't think we're going to see the 99 centers anymore.
All right, but is it still worth it for $1.99, Anthony?
I think it is. Okay. A lot of people will say no. They'll go, these tiny shrimp cocktails. If you've ever been to Fisherman's Wharf, all right, that's what they have on Fisherman's Wharf. You get these tiny shrimp cocktails, but those things are like $9, $10 now, I think. The last time I was there a couple of years ago, they might be even more. So for $1.99, I think it's still worth it. Is it still the best shrimp cocktail deal in town? No. The best now in town, again, is the Skyline.
Right.
Which has... It's just like the Skyline is very similar to the old Golden Gate style. Much bigger shrimp, served in a nicer glass, that sort of thing. It's a 24-hour thing. It's $2.50 at the bar. But you got to go all the way down to Boulder Highway to get it. That's
what I was going to say. It's a little off the beaten path. Is there a shrimp cocktail that you could recommend, regardless of price, if you're staying on the Strip, that's pretty good, that you like?
On the Strip, to be honest, not really. I don't know of one. And, I mean, I'm sure that if we were to do some kind of study, we could find something in the $10 range that was probably pretty good, but we don't even look at those. I mean, I'd rather take the ride out to Skyline and get a couple of those for $5.
Yeah.
Or even downtown with a couple of $1.99ers.
And in this week's question of the week, it takes us back to the Blackjack tournament that goes down every Thursday at the Downtown Grand. And the question is, how long does it take to play the Blackjack tournament at the Downtown Grand?
Okay, the reason we went with this is this actually wasn't sent in. This was a question that came up when I was playing yesterday. And I realized when I listened to these 2 guys go back and forth, there were 2 guys, one guy wanted to play, one guy didn't. And the one guy really wanted to play, and the other one goes, how long does it take?
Yeah.
He goes, you want to spend the whole night here? And he's like, the other guy goes, well, I don't know. How long could it take? And he goes, it sounds like it would be fun. We can do other things in the interim, while we're waiting for rounds. And he's like, I don't want to spend the whole night here, whatever. So I was saying, listen, and I said, I'll explain. Right? So, and I thought about it. People who are X number of days or time on a vacation don't want to spend too much time doing one thing, right?
True.
So here's how it works. Andrew said earlier, it's 3 o'clock. You got to be there by 3 to sign up for it. It used to be over because this is a 10 hand. Each round is only 10 hands. They used to play 25 hands, 30 hands, sometimes 50 hands, more. These are only 10 hands. That's a real smart move, and it makes it very easy to play it because the tournament moves quickly. It used to be over by about 4:30. But now we're getting more people.
Yeah.
That's when they had 20 and 30 people entering. Now we're getting close to 50. So yesterday's final went off at 5:30.
Okay.
It was over by 6. So you were saying to me when we were talking this over, you said what?
About 3 to 6.
Yeah, 3 to 6. So you're looking at about 3 hours if you want to play this tournament. In between, you can get the hot dog and a beer for $2. You can play some good video poker schedules.
Yeah.
You can meander across the street to Hogs and Heifers,
Yep.
which I do. That's just so much fun there.
Yeah. Or Pizza Rock.
Yeah, or Pizza Rock. Get something to eat. So it's about a 3-hour commitment. That's about it. And if you play and lose, it's about a 15-minute commitment. If you don't want to rebuy.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I know people who play it like that. They go, I'm not going to rebuy. But if I make it, then I'm glad to be here. If I don't, then I'm out of here.
I was very lucky when I played. I did not have to rebuy, but I got out in the semifinals.
Yeah. So, I mean, when you do that, then you're going to be out. You can't rebuy at that point. Then you're going to be out of there by 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
4 o'clock or 4:30. So it's not much of a time investment unless you're going far, and then it is worth it.
And it's cool people.
Oh, man, fun, like we said.
Yeah. And in this week's Jackpot of the Week comes to us from Eric M. And he says, I've been going to the California Hotel for over 3 decades with video poker being in serious rotation in my gambling activities. Of course it is. I was waiting for a casino cash giveaway promotion to begin, and I was down to the last few hands of a $100 buy-in, and I decided to try my hand at triple-double bonus. It worked out for my first hand pay at the Cal in all these years. I love the show. Keep up the great work. We're the stick man. He'll recognize me. Aloha, Momo.
Okay, Hawaiian customer.
Yeah, Eric.
And nod to your song.
Yeah, totally. Thanks, right. Eric. Thanks.
That's pretty cool. Okay, this one's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
One thing about the California is it's a pretty good video poker house. It really is. They've got there, you can find the Not So Ugly Deuces, which is 99.73%. You can find Jacks Are Better 9.6, 99.54, 8.5 bonus poker, 99.17. This triple-double bonus game that Eric played was only 98.15%.
Okay.
So he was playing, one of the weaker schedules that he had access to, but people love to play the game with the big payout.
I was just going to say, I love triple-double because you have these opportunities to get aces with a kicker that pays equal to a royal flush.
To a royal flush, because you notice his $4,000 payoff did not come from a royal.
That's right.
It came from aces with a kicker.
Yeah.
And this is the game that has that payoff, and that's what they go for. So congratulations on that.
Super cool.
And we wanted to speed this one up a little bit because we're going to kind of have a 2-for-1 on this one. We want to talk a little bit about last week's Jackpot of the Week, which was the crazy, wonky progressive at the Plaza.
That's right.
Right?
And the carousel outside.
Yeah, outside the carousel bar. And we're like, how did it get that way? So I went to check it out, and it's the progressives are gone.
Oh, okay.
They've pulled them out.
So they just removed the game.
They removed them completely, and that sort of explains what might have happened there. Those things probably were misprogrammed in a certain way that aces progressive got so high and was hit where it was. I don't remember what the exact number was, but it was super high.
1,300.
How much was it?
1,300.
1,300, yeah, which is crazy for quarters.
Yeah.
All right. So it was interesting. Somebody made a mention of something that I should have brought up, and I didn't. They said, so if you were to be dealt aces with the kicker on that game, which pays less than the 1,300, you throw the kicker away.
That's right.
Right?
If you're paying attention.
Yeah, if you're paying attention.
I'd get so excited that I got the kicker. I might have messed that one up.
So that was an interesting one. There was a lot going on in that particular one, but again, when you're eagle-eyed, the way that winner was, you find things.
Yeah.
And I've found lots of things over the course of many years here, and that was one that I didn't find, but it happened.
Yeah. And we got to report about it. So keep looking for those progressives and play the ones that are positive.
Yeah, one more funny thing about that carousel bar. When I went back to check it, I think when I checked it the first time, I didn't sit down. I was just running through, and I just, stood up and went over. Well, this time I went and sat down, and I wanted to get a drink and check their pitch count thing, because we talked about them having you have to play so much before you can get a drink. Well, the bartender told me right away that she could give me a drink on the buy-in.
Oh, wow.
She said the machines were not calibrated properly, which sort of, again, lends to that idea that there's just something wrong in the way these machines are programmed. So at least as of now, you can get a drink for the buy-in. But I've never seen this before. The seats there are fastened to the ground because it's outside. So I assume they're fastened to the ground so the wind can't blow them down. They are so close to the bar, I almost couldn't get into the seat.
Oh, no. You?
Yeah. I almost could not squeeze into the seat.
All right.
So, I mean, except for people who are really thin or small women or whatever, there's a lot of people that are not going to be able to sit at that bar.
Interesting.
I don't get it. I don't understand it, but it's a fact.
All right. So it's the skinny carousel bar.
That's about right. I mean, I had to squeeze into it, man.
Wow. Okay. I'm going to have to check that myself.
It's kind of crazy. So good idea. A little bit off on the execution so far at the carousel bar.
All right. But check it out. Let us know what you think. Leave a message in the comments. That helps us to grow. It helps the algorithm. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. And we'll see you next week.